Why, hello everyone. Welcome back to another bad review. Shitty review, whatever you want to call it. This time we're going to be looking at the new battle rifles by Doku, which are very pretty. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for their gameplay mechanics, as half of them are broken, and, well, the TRs kind of sucks, but we'll go over why here in a bit. So looking at it, all of them do 334 damage, which is very nice. It's a very substantial upgrade. However, they have 550 meters a second velocity, which is significantly lower than the other battle rifles, which are 600 to 650. And the Warden, or Axiom version of the Warden, goes up to 700. So slower than the battle rifles. Those are the two stats that really matter, because those are, damage and delivery. 185 RPM, all of them are that way, but there are attachments across the factions which will increase or decrease that number and give you special effects. TRS has a 2-second reload, 3.1 second long, a very disappointing 8 rounds in the magazine, and the others are, this is on the low end. The VS1 is similar, but the VS1 has a heat mechanic, and it's very blatantly better, and I'll show you why soon. The hipfire, who cares? You shouldn't be hipfiring this. Very good aim accuracy, 0 at every single stance, and just 0.1 accuracy loss per shot fired. So fairly good. Attachments, it has your standard. It has a new red eye 6, new 6X. It comes with a default 3.4. I'm pretty sure it might be bugged because it seems like there should be iron sights, but actually, hang on. That's a pretty weak iron sight. Actually, this might be the iron sight. It's a red dot iron sight, but there's also the standard TSO 1X and the TSO 2 times. There's also the 3.4 at 4X and an IRNV, all available to you, and that's the same across all factions. So now custom attachments. Apparently there's a lot of things broken about this. You cannot use the single fire barrel at the same time as the forward grip, so I'll be showing those separately. Flash suppressor is obvious, flash suppressor. The single fire barrel basically removes the automatic fire mode of the Dragoon, which is unfortunate, and then grants 20% less vertical recoil, which is kind of shitty because the one cool thing about this weapon, which was it being automatic, is taken away from it to basically make the gun usable. This thing has ungodly amounts of vertical recoil when you use a normal scope. And let's just put a 1X on. And while it is a DMR, and it should be, it should have higher recoil, the one cool thing about this gun is being taken away from it, which I think is kind of lame. I was looking forward to having an automatic rifle, but it appears that in order to min-max your performance, you're going to want to run the single fire barrel and just use semi-auto, which is unfortunate. As you can see, there's a fairly noticeable difference. Moving on, you have your basic 3 attachments for rails on the here, which there's other rail attachments for the other 2. Laser sight and the forward grip, There's not really much of a need for a forward grip on a weapon like this because it is DMR and there's very little horizontal recoil to begin with, but still, never hurts to have it. And this is the unique ammunition. It's not as good as it sounds, though. So, this reduces the weapon's direct damage to 250 and adds 75 splash damage over 1.5 meters. The explosive damage will only trigger after 10 meter arming distance. So, this is, to me, a straight downgrade for some reason. For several reasons. But it does add a little bit of utility. The main problem with this is that it reduces your direct damage. If you are if you're in close quarters, you are directly reducing your effectiveness. Before the 10 meter arming distance, it's basically just a straight nerf from 3 hits to kill to 4 hits to kill. If you're outside of the 10 meter arming distance, it's no longer a 3-hit kill. Obviously, I would hope so. Well, it isn't a 3-hit kill at any range anymore because 250 plus 75 is 325, and that's not enough to do a 3-hit kill unless you get a headshot. But even then, it depends. You're directly reducing the amount of damage you can deliver to the single target you are shooting at, and it does require that you hit them in a lot of instances, or you aim at the floor, in which case you're losing a lot of damage just aiming at the floor to get that 75 splash damage, and you need to actually directly hit to get that 75 splash damage. So it is a marksman weapon. I would hope you'd be hitting it, but still, a little bit of a nerf. And with the fact that there's only 8 shots in the magazine, it really I don't really like it. If it had it closer to like 15 in the round and 15 in the mag, might be better, but still. I'll show it off really quick. It is kind of cool. Let's see if I can... There's a bug right now, I'm pretty sure, with some of these PTS characters. You can see a small little explosive on it. Let me go out here really quick. Let me also turn my brightness up. Holy crap, I did not realize it was that low. Now it looks like there's fog everywhere. Lol. So the main issue I have with it is that 1, 2, 3, 4, you're directly nerfing yourself with, and with 185 RPM, that is a significant nerf. But and without explosive, it would be 3. So let's see if I can trigger this. Actually, I don't think it triggers because VR dummies don't take explosive ammo. But this would be about where it triggers. Can the map please load? Holy shit. So right about from here to here on the minimap, that's the arming distance, and that's when you'll start doing explosive damage. It does not appear to affect heavy armor, though, which is probably for the best. I'm not sure what it'll do to affect the time to kill on vehicles, but yeah. So now we're going to go see the NCs. The NC is not as good as the VS, but it is definitely, in my opinion, I think better. That's a thing. Okay. The NC's one is bullet penetration, and bullet penetration on a weapon like this is extremely useful. Unfortunately, it's not working right now. So, but just in theory, the way it's going to work is that there is no damage penalty after the first target is hit. It's just going to be based off of, it's just literally going to do 334 damage at every single range to every target, and it's going to shoot through people at that damage. I can see that just in theory being extremely annoying, being in a close, tight area where there's bodies next to you. I can really see that being a problem with balance, where you can just, it feels like you're being cheated when you run through someone and then still get shot. It's not working right now in PTS, unfortunately, but just something to think about as it gets iterated on. Has the same, options available to it. Here's the LX6. It's just your standard 6X. Oh, I think this, yeah, this part of VR is broken. The NC's VR is broken. I'm going to have to run out here really quick. Does it work here? Nope, it doesn't. I'm going to have to run all the way out. Unfortunate. But, here we go. So, optics, you saw them. Flash suppressor, tungsten liner. Tungsten liner, just absolute trash. There's no reason to use it. It's literally just 350. But you're already doing a 3-hit anyway. Maybe if this thing was like 300 damage, it might be useful, and then I might consider running it, but it's useless. Why would you have damage per bullet increasing to 3 hits to kill, tapering off to 3 hits to kill, but then increasing the weapon's recoil? That's not useful at all. That's actually fucking horrible. There's no reason for this attachment to exist. And yeah, that's some big boy recoil right there. Like that's atrocious. And especially on an attachment that's useless, so just don't even use it. Unless this thing gets buffed or changed, literally useless. There's no application that I can think of where this might be useful, except to get that little extra smidge damage, but it's only 16 extra damage, to maybe kill that slightly under-injured enemy at range, when another person's shooting at him. But other than that, in a straight 1v1 gunfight, this is fucking useless. Just don't pick it. Forward grip, fairly useful. Oh, and here's the weapon's recoil without it. Yeah, you look at that shit. Way less. Put it on. Have your socks get knocked off. Yeah, okay. Do not use. Alright, but here's the Sabo ammo. The weapon normally can penetrate through one enemy and then hit the next target, and then the ammunition will disappear. Sabo ammunition reduces your fire rate by 10%, but you will then be able to cut through unlimited amounts of enemies. There will be no limit to the amount of enemies you can cut through. And it's not working. What the fuck? Obviously, as I said before, the mechanic is not working, but I will demonstrate the fire rate nerf. So here it is without Sable ammunition. I'm just going to click as fast as I can. Now here it is with Sable ammo. Can I, like, not attach? What? What is this? I'm not sure if you can hear it. I can hear it a little bit. It's very, very slight difference. Not a whole lot of difference here. So other than that, some other stats. 185 RPM, as I told you earlier. 334 damage. It's shared across. This is shared across all factions. This pretty much. Slightly longer reload at 2.2 and 3.25. 10 in the magazine, which is 2 more than TR's. And then hip fire accuracy, who cares? Same aim accuracy. I think it's slightly more accurate on the hip, but still, it doesn't matter. Just because of the fact that the TR is automatic. But this is the Bishop. It's got a gimmicky mechanic, but other than that, it's pretty much vanilla like the others. And here comes VS. I'm still recording, yeah. Oh, thank God. If I wasn't recording, I might actually have, like, killed myself. Alright. The VS is a heat-based weapon, and that is, it's horrifying. This weapon is straight up the best out of the 3 right now. The delay, the recharge delay, is non-existent. If you even wait even just any amount of time before you pull the trigger again, you'll have more shots in the magazine. This thing has the most shots in the magazine out of all 3, pretty much, if you can control your fucking trigger finger, and there's no penalty for letting off the trigger for like the brief amount of time it takes. It's crazy. This one is definitely the strongest out of the 3 right now. It has a 3-second reload flat at any stage because it is a heat weapon. It'll always reload in 3 seconds. Who cares about the hip accuracy? It is the tightest of the 3 though, which is weird. I don't know why they're not all the same. DBG please. But 6 in the magazine by default, so I'm just going to fire it as fast as I can. I didn't even hit the cooldown. Fuck, that was that was 8. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I hit 7, and I mean, watch the heat bar really quick, guys. Watch the heat bar really quick while I do this, because the thing will start reducing heat. It'll start clearing heat before I even have time to pull the next trigger, because it's that fast. It's faster than the rate of fire. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's crazy. Watch, just aim. $15, guys, and that was at a modest, like I guess handicap. This one is the strongest out of the 3 right now, considering all the other stats are pretty much identical, and it has better hip fire, but that doesn't fucking matter at all, really. It's crazy. Here's the Hourglass. It's your basic triangle scope. Does this thing have no bullet drop? Oh my God. Well, it's finally a weapon where no bullet drop actually matters, but holy shit, that is stacking with the fact it's a DMR. That's crazy. Just a flash suppressor. Nothing to see here, boys. So this is interesting. The power reservoir increases the minimum number of shots before the weapon overheats by 2, but reduces rate of fire by 10%. Not really worth it, considering that the delay is so damn short. You can already artificially extend that pretty significantly. But I will demonstrate the rate of fire nerf. It's pretty much just like the other one. Barely noticeable, but probably noticeable in the 1v1. Safety override is the interesting one, and the one that is supposedly really strong. My friends were doing a 1v1 on Coltier, PTS Coltier, well, before this, and they said it was fairly good. Allows for automatic firing from the hip. That's broken too right now. That's getting buffed, or that's getting changed. It reduces hip fire cone of fire by 25% when in this state, your rate of fire is also doubled and heat per shot and damage per bullet is cut in half. So, automatic hip fire, reduced cone of fire, rate of fire is doubled and damage per bullet is cut in half. That is pretty good for panic mode. I mean, this is it only affects it when you're in hip fire. Once you go back in here, it's the same old weapon you've come to know and either love or hate. But yeah, fuck, that's crazy. This is the one that's pretty crazy. This is really strong as a backup. Unfortunately, I think the number of heat generated is cut in half. Did it say that? Yeah, heat per shot is cut in half. So this is really good as a spam weapon. So basically, 334 is 167. So it's pretty good. I mean, if you're hitting the head. Oh, and I just realized I didn't do a whole lot of shooting with any of them, so I'll go back and do that at the end of this video and go back through TR. This is very good as a panic backup. So just compare that to the others. You know, it's very strong. Ammo manual calibration increases the number of shots to overheat by 2, but the weapon no longer cools passively. Don't use that. Trust me, it's not worth it. The passive cooling is so overpowered right now. It's not even funny. So let me do my shooting on VS. I'm gonna go back to the other two, and this has been Dev. I hate this weapon. It's fucking ridiculous. And I will see you next time.
Some ammunition.
This looks bugged too, which is weird. Apparently it never gets off of automatic mode. What the fuck? Au revoir.